Hey everyone, good Wednesday evening. Mitchell back here on the Sports Hub. I did not post anything regarding my eye quick, but I did not post anything regarding last night. Cannot believe the Brewers lost. I mean, 3-0. They're up. Mike Moustakas had a big two-run home run, and then after a while, I don't remember who hit the other one, but yeah, I mean, we were up 3-0, and then we had to give up that lone home run in the sixth inning, and then the eighth inning, Soto from the Nationals had a double, and then Trent Grisham lost control on right field of the ball, and then the Nationals ended up taking a 4-3 lead. And the other part was terrible where they ended up calling it a hit pitch when it's technically it was strike two and he would have had another chance to bat. That was in the eighth inning where the Brewers gave up their last runs of the season, and then it was just hard because Braun had some leg problems around the fourth or fifth inning. He ended up leaving the game, and that's where Grisham took over. He had a great he was really a big part of this playoff run, but it's still really tough. Wisconsin sports, I tell you what, it's really hard when you lose in the postseason after doing so well, just because all the excitement, energy, it all brings in. It's very hard. Great year for the Brewers. I'm looking forward to March 2020 when they opening day against the Chicago Cubs at newly Miller Park. It's not gonna be Miller Park anymore. They actually did not name it. It's not gonna be AmFam Park anymore, but it's gonna be named off one of the former Brewer players. So I'm excited to see what the name of the new park is gonna be. And yeah, well, hopefully it's not AmFam Park. I hope it's a good name and name most people will remember, especially when they'll get a national audience in the future, because the Brewers do have lots of potential coming up. So this video mostly regards college football. So we'll get to the college football world. This is gonna be a great weekend of college football. I'm gonna be at UW Whitewater this weekend to visit my sister because they're doing a family campus day. So I'll get to see the games every now and then if we're out to eat or something. But it's gonna be on and off. So that's where DVR exists. But so Friday evening, have UCF and Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati's just very tough at home. I think they're underrated in UCF. I don't know much about. I don't know how they could really handle them, especially after losing to Pittsburgh, which Pittsburgh almost beat Penn State at home for one of their last games ever in that historic rivalry. So we'll take them to lose again, but I'm looking forward to that game just because the Friday games are really getting good this time of year. So we'll take Cincy to get the dubs there. Kent State, Wisconsin will obviously take Wisconsin. They'll win by 2 or 3 touchdowns. As a Michigan fan, still hard to get over that one 2 weeks ago, too, when they ran all over them in Madtown. And they're back at Madtown against Kent State, so they'll get the dubs there. Oklahoma will definitely beat Kansas under Jalen Hurts' squats. They're looking very legit. You can't see anything more. Oklahoma State's also looking good. They barely lost to Texas in a very competitive game a few weeks ago. That was a really good game to watch between them and Texas. At the same time as Notre Dame and Georgia, so that was a big and fun night of college football. And then Rutgers obviously sucks. They lost to Michigan 52-0 last week at the Big House. So Maryland will definitely beat them as much as Maryland's struggling with them. They're the they're the two newly Big Ten teams. So excuse me, I got a cough going on, but yeah, we'll take Maryland there. LSU will definitely beat Utah State. Oh, let me get a drink of my water here. Bear with me, please. Yeah, so we'll take LSU definitely to beat Utah State. I don't see Utah State having much of a chance against a really tough LSU squad. These are actually just the 11 a.m.s. Oh, never mind. We have a couple more 11 a.m.s until the featured game I'm going to talk about in a little bit. Penn State will definitely beat Purdue. Purdue lost to Nevada, and then they lost to one other team, which was Indiana, I think. So they lost to Indiana and Nevada. So it's tough for them to rebound from that. And then Iowa State at home will beat TCU, but this will be a very competitive game with TCU's coach still being there and Iowa State still trying to improve after barely losing to Iowa in a very, very long game that consisted of 2 rain delays. And yeah, just a really long day for Iowa and Iowa State fans. And yeah, they'll get the dubs at home, I believe. Bowling Green and Notre Dame, this might be close for a quarter or something, but we'll definitely take the Irish to pull it out at home. North Carolina, they should have had that against Clemson last week. It came down to the end. They had their backup quarterback in. I mean, they don't blame them for going for 2, but it's tough because you could go to overtime. You could give yourself another chance on their Matt Brown squad, but it was kudos to them for even trying to be in that game, because that's just a really tough game to even compete against the Clemson Tigers. So, yeah, we'll take them to beat Georgia Tech. That would actually be a decent game. Texas and West Virginia, this was actually a really good game. Will Grier and Sam Ehlinger last year, they played right before Thanksgiving. The Thanksgiving Black Friday, and that was a very good game. But West Virginia is kind of down this year since they don't have him, and Texas is still pretty consistent so far, other than losing a very close one to LSU. So we'll have Texas get a big win on the road. Northwestern struggling, so we'll take the Huskers there. Oregon is ranked. They're actually 13, so I'll add that right now. But yeah, they'll definitely beat Cal. Cal's really struggling, and yeah, I think that'll continue. UCLA, how about them? They made a 28-point comeback, and they still beat Washington State. That's just unbelievable for Chip Kelly's squad. That might save his job there. He started 0-4, and then he gets a statement win a few weeks ago. That's definitely a story of college football. If they get to a bowl game, I tell you what, it's still going to be a serious deal. It's going to be a headliner. And I think at the Rose Bowl Stadium, since they play all their games there, I think they're going to also beat Oregon State, and then they'll get the victory there. Washington will definitely beat Stanford. I don't see much good in Stanford under David Shaw's squad. They're not as consistent this year as they used to be. And Jim Harbaugh used to coach there. Wow, I'm glad how fast this is going. I know it's 7 minutes, but it honestly doesn't feel like it. I did the computer format just to accelerate time a little bit because I have a busy week and I wanted to save time to watch the MLB games and then et cetera, et cetera. Like I said, I'm visiting my sister in Whitewater with my family this weekend. Probably going to catch the football game there and bum around. Be my first time ever in the city, so doing that. Then Sunday is a huge Packer game at the Dallas Cowboys, so stay tuned in a few minutes also for NFL picks. I'll actually do those through the computer. This actually accelerates the process quite well, where I don't have to write them down then. You just type them, just like this day and age, and just go from there. Now we're off to the 3 feature games of the week. First, with Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit calling the game on ABC, be Michigan State. They'll be 25th against, I believe, Ohio State is 6th right now. So we'll add 6 for Ohio State, and Michigan State's 25th. This one, unfortunately, won't be close. As a Michigan fan, I really want Sparty to win. Like 2015, where they won on that 54-yard field goal. I hope it will be like that, but definitely isn't going to be like that. Justin Fields and Ohio State, they're just dominating under Ryan Day's first year, taking over Urban Meyer there. So, yep. And then Michigan, Iowa. This is a big one as a Big Blue Nation fan, just because, yeah, I mean, Nate Stanley's looking good for Iowa. And Shea Patterson's kind of inconsistent for Michigan, but if we use True Wilson since Charbonnet is kind of inconsistent, and we get the passing game going like they did at the end during the blowout massacre in Madtown, I think they can possibly get the victory. So I'll take Michigan, and then so remember this when you're watching the game and thinking it'll be Saturday, but it'll be an overtime where Michigan will win by at least a field goal in a very defensive battle, just because Iowa will bring it, and it's a big noon Saturday game, so it's actually one of the biggest games of the week, so it should be an exciting one. Hope to catch some of it somewhere while we keep bumming around that day. So anyway, I'll have Michigan get the dubs there. So fingers are crossed on that one to cheer me up for after the rough Brewer collapse, as I talked about earlier in this video. So. Yep, and then 7 is I actually don't have to go down here because my computer is not scrolling down for for whatever reason. But Auburn and 10 Florida. Bo Nix, I think Bo Nix is a true beast. I think he can really go on the road. He can spoil Florida's homecoming and their Felipe Franks, and I think they're gonna beat the Gators. I really do, and that's gonna be a big statement Saturday type of game. I'm looking forward to that one as well. So big weekend in college football and NFL, but college football even more, and then the MLB playoffs will continue. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Hope you guys enjoyed and have a fabulous night.